Hi, it's Jez here from nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me again. Now, last time I made an scrapbuster library card, and I had, or library pockets, and I had these little things that I trimmed off, that I ripped off. And I said I had another sort of scrapbusting project. This one was from Cori Dahmen, and she did a great video on using long scraps. She keeps like so many scraps. I mean, I keep most of my scraps, but some things I would chuck away. But I was on holiday. I'd made a load of these library pockets and I had all these little strips left over. And I thought, oh, let's make something with them. So as I often do, I watch a video when I'm falling asleep at night and I half remember it. So I made this using some of my little thin strips. I was making masterboards and all sorts on holiday. So these are sort of still crafting on holiday. And yeah, that wasn't quite what she did, but it's what I did. So I made these little, they could be tiny tags, they could be, you know, toppers for tags. And then I actually watched what she did. And so then I actually put them closer, which is more in keeping with what she did. But you know, you get ideas and you kind of adjust them to your own. And yeah, these are what I came up with, and I was really pleased with them. And you know, and adjusted. I made other things here. That was a library pocket, but I wanted to sew that one, so I haven't quite finished. Made an envelope, and I made these as well. These were kind of using those again, but sort of did it as a corner, and I can't remember who I watched to make these, but imagine that was a page. That could be a little tuck on the side of a page. So yeah, so I made a load of these whilst on holiday out of sort of packaging and things. I actually started putting something on that, and used my lovely new corner punch that I love to make the tags. And it's like, well, these could fit on top there quite nicely. I'd probably put things in the background, but that would work nicely on a tag. Wouldn't need to do very much else to that. Like that. So yeah, so it's good, like having these. I've been making journals recently and it's been really handy to have things ready made. So yeah, enough of the old waffle, and let's get started. So I've got these little strips, so I need to stick them on something. So I need some other scraps. So let's get my drawer of scraps. So this is scraps of like coffee dyed paper and things that I've got. So use these sort of things as a background. That's quite a good one. I've also got some packaging paper as well. I like those ones where the corrugates come off and you can still see it like that. That's been glued together. That's ready to do a base of a tag actually. Oh, we've got this. Oh, I like this brown paper as well. There's a scrap of it. Let's just take a scrap of it. There we go. I might take a couple of these. They're cool. Right, so here we are, ready to get started. I've got a few bits of book pages. Oh, I like that. From a recent project that I did. Oh, I've got some nice plain. They'll be nice for tags as well. A few of these. Some music paper. That's gone astray. That shouldn't be in this drawer. We'll have them. That'll do. Maybe a bit of map. Bit of encyclopedia. That's probably actually the base of a hymnal. Right, there we go. Got enough scraps, I think, to be getting on with. I've only got a few of these, but I do have more. So I've got a pile of scraps there. Got these strips. I've got more strips from when I was on my holidays. So I took one of these envelopes with some digitals, made some things, created lots of strips in here. So I'm going to pull some of them out. I like these brown paper ones. They're cool. I've got here lots and lots of little strippies and things. Nice that you've got some that are ripped edges. They give quite interesting shapes. So there we go. We'll have them. Stick these lot back. And I had some master boards as well that I made, and there's lots of little interesting ripped edges from this, so I didn't throw them away. I thought, oh, I'll keep them. They'll make interesting little strippy costers. So there we go. That'll do. That'll do nicely. So bigger scraps to stick these smaller scraps onto. So we've got lots and lots to choose from. So let's take that. That's nice and plain. And we just pick things out to layer. Not worried about inking the edges just yet. I sort of ink afterwards. Put that there, that there, that's nice. And there, bit of colour. So just layering up 3 really, not really thinking about it. So let's get them stuck down. Quite nice to have a bit of colour, that's why I chose that colour on that bit of paper. So stick that down. And I do think for a sort of a holiday project where you're just maybe chatting, or as we often do, watch a bit of Netflix, or if you're just having 10 minutes. Ed likes to read, so whilst he's having half an hour reading, I'll just spend half an hour doing something like this. And it's amazing how over the week's holiday, how the things mount up. So that is that bit done. I'm gonna make sure that the glue's dry, so I'm not gonna do anything more with that just yet. Let's have this like that. And this was the edge of some franking paper that I just trimmed off. So got nice little strips there that are quite interesting. So stick one of them down, and then once they're done, you then decorate further. But just thought we'd throw some together and see how we get on. Might add some stamping. Kind of doing 3 at a time. I like to work in odd numbers. That's not really stuck very well there, Jess. There we go. So that's another one done. Let's use a bit of this, make a bit of that. I'm going to take that bit off because I think that's a nice feel for a separate one. Got one of these nice big ones. I love that. Got the date on there. So can I use that? I might even rip it a bit more. Because it's quite thick. Rip it and make sure I still keep the date, because that's the bit I want. Might rip that bottom bit off. Oh no, can't rip that bottom bit off. It's kind of got the date on it. I may well rip a bit more of this brown paper. That one. See, I didn't even particularly look at that. I just picked it up, went, yeah, I love that. Couldn't even see. So it is really not particularly thinking about what I'm doing. So I've got rough edges on that side. Get that off. So you'll all be now saving ridiculously small scraps. And we want to get rid of scraps, not create more. And here we are, creating more scraps. I don't know, although I kind of created them, not quite how Cori did it, and then watched it and created like Cori, and it's like, well, that was weeks ago now. I can't quite remember. Can't quite remember it now. So there's another nice long one there. Now I haven't done one. Oh, I love that. That's really cool. This was, I did, don't know if you saw my video on my spiral bound journal I did, but this was the book that I used for that. It's got all these numbers in it. I still want to see those numbers. I like that rough edge. I want this really to go under that rough edge. Or we'll butt up next to it so we still see that rough edge. And put something little. So I want to see those numbers still. 2, 3, 4. Right, I was going to do something with this. Go on, I got a map. Right, let's get another bit of this blue on the map. Quite like that. So a bit of ripped going on. Take that off there. That's quite the same colour. I know what I'm going to do. Going to stick a bit of this to it. So the edge has got a bit of a different colour. We're going to stick that to that blue. It's not an instant stick, this glue. Go very sticky with what I'm doing. And then I'm going to stick this brown down. I'm going to stick all this to it. Didn't go to the end because I knew it was a tad too long. But I quite like them hanging over the edge. I'm going to take that corner bit off, thus making another strip that I can use. There we go. Let's stick that on there. They're quite similar in colour. Try someone else. Oh, there's that nice date again. So some of the edges are straight edges, and whereas I normally shy away from them, I'm just embracing the straight edges on this project because it might be the only straight bit that we have, so that's fine. Of course, that's not going to be 1984, that's probably 1884, that date. Which one was I putting on? I'm going to put that one on. I pulled out loads of those. Didn't need them all, but I might carry on and make some. going to stop filming. So let's move them over there. So let's have a little look at what we've got. So I've made 6. So now I'm going to ink them up. So I'm just going to get paper here to ink them up on. So I'm going to use soft suede and a blending brush. Get some ink on it. There we go. And so now when we go over it, it will pick up all the edges. So it's a time saver with inking. And I'm going to leave the edges straight for now. But there, you can see how that's now picked up. Picked up the ink there, because trying to ink up those straight bits would be quite hard. So even those we've got straight edges, I think they look okay. Then we've got to go up, down, turn around to make sure we get all the edges of the design, you know, of the strips inked. So there we are. That's them done. So you could leave them like that in your stash, ready to be picked out when you're making something, or we could now go that step further and decorate them. So got my little small fussy cuts, and we can pull out some things to decorate with. So I've got a whole bunch of randoms there, and then I've got I love me little teeny tiny butterflies. So I think we might go, I've got tickets, labels, words, butterflies. Tickets are different colours, so I think it might be, not sure that these are the teeny ones. Don't think they are they? Do this every time. Every time I get this out, I pick out what I think are the teeny ones, and then I find I have other teeny ones in here. Small, so big, medium. Where's my other pack of butterflies? There. I've got really teeny ones, so I think that's, so I can have a bigger one on that. I can probably have a bigger one on these two. I'll have the teeny ones on that. So I've got a bit of blue there. Let's have a blue. Blue one there. And that beautiful jade green one, we'll have that. On that one. Another blue one again to go with that blue one. I'm thinking that one's getting lost. Got a ready one. Where's the ready coloured one? Did I not? Yes. No, I didn't. I didn't do the red one in the teeny tinies. I'll do that one then. Yeah, that'll do. So that's my butterflies all picked out. Now, I don't know if this is, you can always fast forward, speed me up. You can go to double time. I often watch videos in double time. But I know for me, I quite often watch people crafting like this. Whilst I'm crafting, it's like having a bit of company whilst you're crafting. And you kind of look up and go, oh, I like the look of that. And it reminds you of things that you've got that you can use in what you happen to be creating at the time. It might not be the same thing. And I think that's quite cool. Right, so I've got lots of different coloured tickets. I'll use those, and I've got labels. I've got little stamps as well. Numbers. So quite like some of these stamps, done them in 2 different colours, 2 different sizes I should say. So I think that one might have a little stamp, and that one, let's put a stamp on that one as well. Let's get some tickets now. These tickets I think go really well with that one. Quite like that. I haven't got blue that colour, have I, in anything? No, they're more the turquoisey, they're the wrong colour. So I might do a little neutral tag on that one. Covering up most of the blue that's there, so maybe not, maybe over that tag. There we go. Someone else want a tag, right? That's a nice long one. Not really sure on that one. Not really sure. Might change that for that. cooking on gas. That little ticket there that I can see, pokey down there. You can't see me, can you, Soz? So they've all got a little bit something. It doesn't have to be threes because they've got, I'd kind of usually thinking threes, but they've got things behind. So I think that will do for that. It's whether or not I add a word or something. But it is quite teeny tiny. So I ain't sure. I use little portraits on the others as well. But you don't always. I mean, these would be nice for botanical journals. So, put these away. And then let's get glue in. Just having a quick skeg at, yeah, because on the other ones, yeah, I did tickets and had, oh, I've got these teeny tiny little labels and things. Where did I find them to? Let me just get them. So, got my little Tracy labels, and I've got some really teeny tiny ones in here as well. So, let's have a look. Got a little number. Some little ones in here. Oh, I've got some blue ones as well. That'll be nice for the blue one. But I'm thinking I'd put a little label there on that one. These little blue ones. I've got some tiny ones at the bottom. Have I? I hope so. Oh, green one sneaked in there. I love these now. I'll just shrink them down. Don't always want big ones, do you? So I do get them shrunk down. Doesn't have to be in the right orientation either. Right, these ones I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut the corners off because they're squared. A wee red label. These are just a few labels. I just shoved them together to take on holiday as well. These are not all of them. I've got a couple of label kits. I'll just cut them all up. Don't think I've got a tiny red one. could stick that behind just to have a layer. I think that'll do. Oh, I want something on that one. Okay. There we go. That's me decided. So, gonna get them all stuck down. So I'm gonna stick them down sort of fast for you, because I think this is taking quite a long time now. Do let me know if you prefer it if I don't speed up. But I do a lot of speeding up because I think you can see me, you know what I'm doing when I'm gluing down, so you don't have to necessarily watch that in real time. So just to stop the videos being too long, I speed it up. But let me know what you think. So that's them all stuck down and finished. So there we go. So these could be just left in my pot with clusters, ready to add either to the corner of a page, to a pocket front. I mean, they're all this way, so it'd have to be a side pocket, but they would decorate a side pocket very nicely. Or I could put them on a tag. So let me just pull in some of the ready-made tags that I did on holiday. So that one's already got a bit on the background, so I could add something. I think it needs a bit of, let's try a longer one, a bit of maybe cheesecloth to go with that to finish it off. Or I could use one there that's plainer. I would do some stamping in the background if I was going to add that to that, but that could be a little side pocket on a page. That's quite nice. I could put it on the edge, and you could have another little tuck under there if you wanted to. That looks quite cool. On top there again, I'd want to stamp that. Actually, that's more like the back there. That's giving it a nice background because it's got music paper on there, and so that would be a nice tag there completed. Let's just grab a bit of cheesecloth, go under it, just cut a bit off. See what this looks like. Cut it off, pull it out, make it a bit more frayed. It's a bit long. A good pull. It's not liking that very much. There we go. Go on the back quite nicely. So I like to put a little bit glue stick down to stick my cheesecloth on with, and then obviously we're going to glue the topper down. So fold it over there. There we go. I really need to tea dye some cheesecloth. Right, now before I do that, I'm going to make the top. Okay. Just thought it'd be harder to put in the punch afterwards. There we go, nice long thin tag. So I just thought I'd make one tag to show you a way of using it. And then we'll just ink the edges. So I've got some hole reinforcers. Bought these in Charity Shop. So let's just colour them. There we go. I'm going to punch a hole. There we go. Put my hole reinforcer over that hole. These page reinforcers are slightly bigger hole than the biggest crocodile hole, but that's fine. And then I'm going to get an eyelet because I like to put eyelets in. Actually, I think I've got eyelets that sort of colour. Let me grab them. Yeah. Grab one of these. I need to get some more coloured eyelets. Bought these years ago. eBay, job lot. But I've got mostly small ones. And they're a little bit bigger than the hole I've made. Just a little bit. There we go. Give that a squeeze. I'm on the wrong one there. Which means I'll be on the wrong bottom one. Can't see a thing. Yeah. I think that's the right one. There we go. And then I'll just take a little bit of cheesecloth to match that for the tying up. So I just roll it over, cut a thin strip. Oh, that's no good. Try again. Must have been, what roll it so far? Must have been close to the edge. There we go. Just put these through here. Cheap way of doing a top for your tag without using expensive ribbon, although a lot of my ribbons come from charity shops, so they're not that expensive, but I do have some expensive ribbon as well. I quite like that. And it matches our cheesecloth there. Got little bits there to add, and so there we have a tag as well. That's complete. So I'll link down below to Cori's video, and yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Just some little ideas for using scraps. So hope you join me again soon. Wednesdays, Sundays, Fridays. That wasn't in order, was it? And of course, usually I'll do the odd Stampin' Up card as well, and 3D packaging, but junk journaling is what I love best. I do have playlists. If you're new to my channel, you should find playlists for junk journaling, ephemera, tags, embellishments, different junk journals, different themed junk journals. So do go and check them out. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll link down below to my inks and my blending brushes and things that I have used that you can buy, and a punch from my Stampin' Up shop. Okay, bye for now.